Hello, guys. Thank you for tuning in to the Sauna series, episode 3. Today, we'll be talking about what I've been up to since it's been a while since I've uploaded. The future plans for this channel. It is March, and March Madness, the NCAA men's basketball Division One tournament's going on. So, just want to give you my picks in for that. See if you guys are interested, and also, how I'm dealing with finding what I'm passionate about and doing what I enjoy for a living. So, like I said, I want to catch you guys up. So I've been in college, and that's just taken a lot of time and effort away from content creating. But I do enjoy content creating a lot, and I've branched out. I'm streaming now on Twitch. The name is J Lowkey Smooth. Please go follow that. Got two TikToks, one for my bodybuilding page, and one for my gaming clan that I've just started with a few of my friends, and it's just for fun. We're not like pros, but we have some fun videos on there, and it's like good quality stuff. I'm definitely getting better at these games, and I realized like I should just take the clips and mash them up in a little TikTok and it's a little highlight video. I definitely want to get one up on YouTube, but that would take some time because the editing, I want it to be clean. What else I got? I got the Spotify for the podcast, but you could also watch it on YouTube. I have my YouTube channel. I have Instagram for bodybuilding as well. So it's a lot to run all this as well as deal with 17 or 18 credits, whatever I'm taking this semester. And that's why I want to give myself, an excuse for not uploading a podcast for years. But that being said, I don't want it to take too long. So I hope you guys are enjoying these videos. I only got 10 views on my last podcast. I think that was a little discouraging, especially because I know who watched it. It was all my family. But I want to try to keep it more interesting. So that's why I want to bring in March Madness into this because I know everybody's definitely looking forward to this tournament. Obviously, Purdue, I have winning because, they're the favorites. But I want to say the Final Four definitely would be Kansas and Duke just because, they're reputable programs. And I think, that's who I trust in the tournament. But you never know what could happen with these other schools. And my wild card is going to be UCLA. I really like how they're looking this season. And you never know how the Final Four is going to play out. But if any one of those teams makes it, which I think Purdue is probably the most likely, then at least I got one of them. But it's really hard to say. Like I said, you remember what happened with St. Peter's in 2022? You never know what's going to happen in 2023. It might be a lot of upsets. But it's definitely an exciting tournament to watch. And my school, speaking of college, was in the MAC conference, and they were in the conference quarterfinals, but eventually Iona won the conference. Now they're in the tournament, so it's good to see them, and I'll be definitely be rooting for them. I just honestly don't think they're gonna go too far. So the future of my channel is just definitely gonna be to bring on some guests to this podcast and get a camera so you guys can see a recording. And obviously I have to finish the sauna series first, so hopefully in the next 3 weeks I'll have these guests like ready, and then I could get some feedback from you guys on what you want to hear. And I've definitely been training a few kids in the gym actually, so I'm gonna get their opinion on the progress that I made, they've made, and how they started from nothing. So maybe if you guys are afraid to start or just starting, you guys can get some advice from somebody who's just started last fall, and now they're definitely in a lot better shape and enjoying themselves at the gym and finding a good routine, especially with supplements and stuff like that. There's really a lot to it when you get more advanced, but the more advancedness is just maximizing your time, because you don't have all the time in the world, and you want to get this body as quick as possible with as least amount of effort as possible in the long run. But if you're maximizing with certain things that are pertaining to your individual goals, which is different for everybody, then you could definitely make progress a lot quicker with supplements, with specific training regimens, with diet. So I want to get more recipes, speaking of diet, on the TikTok. I think I'm going to keep it on the fitness TikTok because it's not going to be like something that I'm uploading crazy. I'm going to be trying to upload more workout videos, like demonstrating individual workouts as well as routines. But maybe getting a recipe in, every now and then will definitely show people like if I'm trying to bulk, this is where I get all my calories from, or if I'm trying to cut, this is something I can enjoy without, putting on some weight. I know everybody's trying to get their summer body, so if you want more muscle or you want more definition, it's basically it's up to you guys. It's really up to you guys, and I'll try to put advice for both because I definitely do both. In the winter, obviously I'm not having my shirt off, so you'll see me try to put on some weight so I could get stronger. And obviously I lose my definition, but now summer's coming up. I'm definitely going to be trying to lose the fat, but keeping the muscle. So it's a slippery slope, right? You can't be putting up too much fat where if you try to lose it all right away, you're going to lose some muscle. Like I'm not trying to put all this work into gaining muscle and then losing it while I'm cutting. So yeah, diet is definitely one of the ways um, to track your to have good progress and to maximize it. You know what I'm trying to say. And it's difficult with these podcasts because I don't have a script. I'm just kind of coming off the top of the dome. But you see the videos; those will definitely be like different takes. I'll be trying at least 4 or 5 times to get it right. So hopefully, when you watch that, you understand a lot better. I think the reason why I'm making all this content is because I haven't really found um, what I want to do in life, and I think a lot of people they don't know what they want to do either. And I know the Impulsive podcast was talking about something like this with Mike Malik, I think that's his name. And he obviously his background is crazy story. I respect the man so much, and so when he said this, he's like talking about older people like myself who kind of just they don't know what they want to do, you know. And it's weird because you have kids who are like 16 years old, graduating high school, going to college 2 years early. Or keeping in mind, supposed to graduate at 18 because they're that advanced, and I think they just have everything figured out. And not everybody has it like that. I'm going to the school. I'm going to school in the city, New York City, and I'm seeing my friends who I've already graduated. Go into their 9 to 5, and obviously they're making loads of money, and definitely it's worth it for them. But for me, it's like I just don't see myself doing that. And I am going to school for engineering. I do enjoy it. I don't because I don't think I would enjoy anything else that I went to school for. And I'm wondering um, maybe where I'm gonna go with this. Maybe I go into industry, maybe I go into education, maybe I don't really know. Maybe I go into research, which is what I think I want to do. It's just trying them all out. So we'll see how it goes. Right now, I'm just trying to pass these classes because they're difficult, and I do enjoy a challenge. I think that's definitely why I picked engineering, and it's these problems that you have to solve, and I'm definitely good at problem solving, I would say. So that's kind of why I enjoy it so much, and definitely why I chose it. But it is very difficult, and the content creating is definitely kind of fun. So it doesn't really feel like work when I'm doing it, and with engineering, it doesn't feel like work either. Like I said, it feels more like I have a problem that I have to solve. But content creating, there is no problem. So that's, the fun thing. It's just, kind of just coming off the top of the dome talking, and hopefully, I find an audience. But like I said, it's discouraging when there is no audience. But I'm not doing it for the clout. So like I said, like support, it means a lot. And I know the ones who are closest to me is like you see people's genuine reactions, and two is like I've cut up this podcast because I think I just said something like for like 4 minutes. I was just talking. I was like, it's just not interesting. I was getting a little bit too personal, and I want stuff to be more general with you guys. Um, it's really hard. Like I've already told you guys what I've caught up on, and that's kind of what this goal of this podcast was to be. And I feel like I'm trying to drag it out. I just want to have you guys know what this channel is going to be about. But I think you just see it, so it's kind of like, why am I gonna talk that? And I want to give you guys some type of content right now. And I think the point I was trying to get is like, when you're passionate, right, you're gonna try to pursue things at a different level than if you were motivated by other factors. And right now, my motivation is just coming from trying to figure out what I want to do with life, and that's why I want to try new things. This podcast, it's tough without having a guest because I'm just talking to myself, and that's why I either want to get a co-host or a guest. But I think you know that it can't be somebody without experience, and I myself don't have that experience because this is only my third one. So here I am going again saying to try new things. I didn't think that's the advice throughout the podcast, or that's what I've been saying. It's like that's what I'm going to do, and I think I'll eventually find something that is kind of just natural. It does like, it just clicks, and it's not like this where I'm trying to. I was trying to say earlier that I was not forcing what I wanted to say, but trying to say it in a way that was clear for everybody to understand. And I just cut the whole bit out because, like I said, it was kind of confusing. But going forward, after the sauna series, let me get like three more podcasts to kind of iron out the details. I'm gonna get that camera. I'm gonna get these guests. We'll be conversing back and forth, and controversial things will be said. And I think that's the scary part, is you see a lot of people on the internet getting canceled. And I'm not saying I would like that's my personality, but I'm just saying like I bet they don't expect it to come, and all of a sudden, they're here waking up with a bunch of hate on like their timeline or whatever they feed, and it's like, okay, so now you have to be watching what you're saying, and I think it's just thinking before you act, anyways. But like, you could say stuff, and a certain audience will take it the way that you've said it, and then another audience will take it to mean something that they have not actually meant or said, and that's because they don't know you. But finding motivation is kind of like a lot of people find in different ways. I found it in so many different ways throughout my entire life, and right now I think I'm just finding it more differently than I have before because, like I said, I'm trying new things. So I can't say here and say I want to be good at this because it's not. Like I can't expect to get good at things, and I don't think anybody can overnight. It takes a lot of, you know, effort, and obviously the effort, it's not just gonna be like one day. It's gonna take time as well. It's gonna take a lot of effort over a long period of time, and that's how you're gonna become better than everybody else because everybody will put in the effort initially. Everybody can. Like once you see something you like it, but then eventually your feelings are gonna come, and they're gonna be like, I don't want to do this anymore. And I think that's kind of with me in the podcast. It was like, well, I missed 1 week, and it's like, I don't want to do that. Like I don't want to. I feel like it's gonna be awkward coming back and saying like I haven't done it. So now it's like, okay, I missed a year. I think I just need to, break the ice. I found my motivation when I made this gaming channel I was telling you guys about, where it's like, okay, maybe I just update them on where I stand. I know I'm not getting the support I would like, but I just think like I have to keep trying, and eventually one of these topics you guys will find interesting, and then maybe people will find that so interesting they come back to this. And so this is just the start of something, and it's cool. Like when you're starting something, you definitely are very excited because the future is so unknown, and you could craft it however you want. Back to what we were talking about, goals is like I have certain goals, but they might change along the road, or I might pass them a lot sooner than expected and have even more ambitious goals. But I think the short-term ones are the ones that are more important because those are the actual steps that you'll take to achieve. So right now, even though I'm talking like a bunch of filler for this podcast, I think somebody somewhere might, you never know, might have something to take from it, and maybe this motivates one of you guys listening to start your own content if that's what you're interested in. Like, I think people who are interested in making content definitely enjoy, watching it, and there's a lot of people who I enjoy watching. Um, so that's why I'm like, well, I'm not saying I want to be like them, but if I enjoyed so much like watching it, why wouldn't I enjoy making it? So that's why I'm trying it, and I definitely do enjoy it. This podcast is definitely just sitting in this sauna and like kind of expressing to you guys, what I'm thinking right now. And I have had the points written down, but I talked about all of them in like 10 minutes, and I guess I should have written more. Um, and all I do is talk about like where I want to go with this, but it's hard because I haven't like gone there. And I think with everybody is like they know what they want, but I think understanding how to get there is the tough part. So like I guess the short goals would be like, you know, writing out maybe a script for the podcast, but that being said, it's like kind of not genuine because then I'm just like, typing an essay for you guys and reading it to you, which you might enjoy, but then I could also just like post it and you guys can read it yourself. I think, hearing me talk is definitely like us, having a little conversation, even though you guys aren't talking back. But when I go on Twitch, you guys have your opportunity to talk back. Just comment in the chat. That's all live, and I'll definitely read it to you guys, read you guys' comments, and have a chat. Um, it's just there's so many different outlets that I think my strategy and social media or in making content right now is to make, and I might be spreading myself too thin. I've always had that habit of taking too much on my plate because then it does get overwhelming, even though I am enjoying it. Um, you know, I'm not trying to spread myself too thin, but I'm trying to have different ways people can access me, and then maybe if they, I could finally connect with somebody who enjoys the content eventually when it's, definitely a lot better. Definitely think, after you're gonna learn from experience, and I'm totally am. It's only my third podcast, so I'm not too pressed about how bad it goes. But I think it's personally went well. And I'm obviously going to cut a little bit short because I don't expect you guys to keep listening to my long-winded self. I've pretty much said the same thing about a few times, but the reason why, like, I think people should, uh, while I'm doing it, maybe people will take this as a good or a bad idea. I don't know. You guys let me know. I might be spreading myself thin. Let me know if you're thinking that, or let me know if you guys are thinking that, it's a good idea to have all these different social medias, even though I need to make different types of content and focus my energy other ways, like, like 5 ways, whatever, however much. I think, yeah, it's 5 accounts I have between like Twitch, TikTok, and YouTube and Instagram. It's like maybe you guys would be like, okay, well, there's different people who, only use those certain apps, so I can engage with different people and maybe bring them over to other apps or just bring them over to the content. And I'm hopefully yeah I'm hoping that my podcast will blow up because I want to get some I want to talk to some cool people on here. That's another goal is like be like, hey, I appreciate you for your content because it's inspired me to make content. And now I got people who actually are interested in my content and they known about my you know inspiration from you. So can you want to come on and like share where you got yours from? And I think it's a cool experience because between content creators, it's something we all have in common is like what we enjoy and also what we do as a living. So I want to reach out to more, and I think you guys know where I'm headed with my stuff. If you're interested in the gym, if you're interested in food, if you're interested in games, that's really all I've got. And this podcast is supposed to be something separate from that. And I don't think I've cleared that up. So maybe I'll clear it up in the beginning. But that's just where the channel is heading in terms of videos. And now that I've said that, I've got to go record these videos. But I think the podcast, I definitely want to have it be something else because you're going to be bombarded with videos. Like I said, I'm going to try to get as many people to my page because I want 1,000 followers. So I need to be posting videos. Um, I think this podcast definitely needs to be something like out there, and I want to talk about like what's going on in the world and stuff too. And I did briefly mention March Madness right now, but it's not. I don't think it's enough. I just think the only reason why I haven't delved too much into it is because I need to definitely clear up with you guys where this channel's going. And now that I put it out there, hopefully some people who have listened to this are just more excited for what's to come. Because I definitely am. Like I said, the future is so exciting because you don't know what's gonna happen, and some people can get nervous, anxious, or fearful of that. I'm kind of the opposite. I like to, because I know what I'm gonna make, so I like to just be happy about like the next video this podcast could blow up. I'm like recording it now and like just hoping it does, but you never know with any of the content. You never know which one it'll be. It'll probably be the one that you least likely expect it to be. So that being said, I think I've said enough here, guys. If you stick to the end, I love you, man, or what, man. You guys are amazing. Thank you for the support. Don't forget to check out the description because I have all the social medias linked in there. And definitely we'll need to get some guests on here, make it a lot more entertaining. I want you guys to see my reactions during this. But like I said, with all that, go to Twitch so you can chat with me live. And honestly, the next one, leave some comments or whatever on what you want me to talk about. I really need to talk about some more serious things, like I said, what's going on with the world. But right now, at least you guys know what's going on with me. And I think with this, you'll have a better understanding of me. So I'm glad it's out there now. So if I say anything in the future, people know where I'm coming from because I've uploaded this video, and you could be like, okay, that's, how he is as a person. That's just how he thinks. That's just who he is. All right, guys. As always, be easy, stay safe, and take care.